What's going down, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Holmes Hobbies Motor Control. In this episode, we're back on the workbench and we're going to be working with the Axial SMT10 again. I went ahead, well, before I get into that, I'll just go ahead and let you guys know this is going to be a continuation basically of the last episode. So if you haven't watched the last episode, I suggest going back, watch the last episode of Holmes Hobbies Motor Control. That'll get you caught up and you'll see what we got going on here. But what we're going to do today is basically we're going to go ahead and swap this motor out for the stubby. And I already contacted John over at Holmes Hobbies. We had a nice conversation about this. Gotta say, man, their customer service, even though, yes, I am kind of in a special situation, still, their customer service is next to none. So what we're going to do is we're going to wind up sending this Trailmaster Sport back. It's an extremely outdated version. It was just something they had laying around that they sent to me just to play with, and it's going to go back. John confirmed I was correct. It is bad sensor boards on these. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of those. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get some cool upgrades on the way. Before we do that, though, today we're just going to go ahead and install this Holmes Hobbies Puller Pro. This is the stubby. So there's a 2200 kV small version of the Puller Pro. It's definitely smaller than the traditional Puller Pro. So this is what we're going to be putting in today. And, you know, the next time we come around, we'll go ahead and take it out and drive it and really see what this stubby can do. But for today, we're just going to install it and talk about the upgrades I'm going to have on the way. So some of the upgrades, just one of the upgrades you guys can look forward to is I'm going to try a different ESC. Not because I don't like these ESCs. The BLE Pro is my favorite ESC, hands down. I've said it time and time again in numerous episodes. And the reason I want to try a Mamba X, and I guess I just gave it up. So we're going to try a Mamba X ESC. And the reason why I want to try one of those is because John recommended it. He actually recommended that I try one out with a different combination motor and run a sensor or a sensorless setup. And that's something I haven't really done too much of purposely anyways. And so I think that's what we're going to do is we're going to wind up running a sensorless setup off of a Mamba X. Now, as far as the motor goes, I'm pretty sure I'm going to wind up going for a revolver to do that. And it's just a combination that John recommended to me. Now, before you guys go out and pull the trigger and start throwing down money on this stuff, let me get mine here. Let me go ahead and run through it and see how it works and just be your guys' test mule, I guess. That way you can see on my channel, and if you don't like it, that way you're not out the money. If you do like it, then it just confirms that you should go with that. So or you just throw down the money if you're hardcore. But I am gonna go ahead and do that motor swap today, and yeah, let's just get it going, man. Let's just get it going. Alright, now we've got the skid plate out with the transmission and the motor attached. We'll go ahead and remove the spur gear cover, and then we can remove the motor from the transmission. Alright, so now we've got the spur gear off here, or now we've got the spur gear cover off here. We can just kind of inspect it a little bit, make sure it looks okay. Everything looks fine to me. I don't see nothing wrong here. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. For some reason, the edge of this is chewed up, and I'm not really sure why. But maybe I can shave some of that off here. Yeah. I don't want that plastic to get worn down and get in the gears there. I'm pretty sure what it is, just from heat maybe, or meshing. I'm not really sure, but there we go. So let's go ahead and get this motor out now. Oh, hold on. Alright, let's go ahead and get this motor out now. And you can clearly see there's And you can clearly see there's rust on there. That's, you know, just telltale signs of a mud truck. A little water damage. Just goes to show you, it's not just electronics you got to worry about keeping waterproof. Now I need to pull this pinion gear off of here. I don't think I got the right size out here. I need another one. Alright, there we have it. There's the Trailmaster Sport. Great motor, just apparently I messed up that sensor board. So we're gonna go ahead and set that aside. We'll get it packaged up and sent back. Now we're gonna go ahead and install this bad boy, and I'm excited about this. Nice compact little motor, and man does it put down some power. I do believe we are going from a 2-pole to a 4-pole. Yep. So we are going from a 2-pole motor to a 4-pole motor in this case. There you go. I was putting it on the wrong one. I'm not going to tighten that down. I'm going to go ahead and spin this to face the right direction and get this pinion gear back on here. Alright, so we got that on. Now we want to get our mesh right. And everyone's got their own techniques for doing this. Some people use the paper technique. Some people use, you know, other ways. I personally just go by feel. I go till I can feel the gears just ticking, just a little contact. Right? If I can't separate them, if I can't feel them separate and then tat, 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 then it's just not there. I want the most minimal feel, the tick is what I call it, but the most minimal amount of tick that I can get. In this case, this is the largest pinion I believe I could get on here, so we're just going to go ahead and try to get it out as much as we can. It's perfect. I can literally hear it, just an audible tick. So that's what I'm after. And there's no binding, it's nice and free movement. Alright, so now we can put this cover back on and put it all back together. Let's do it. together. Now comes the moment of truth. Will it work? Let's go ahead and turn the radio on, plug it in, and let's see what the deal is. Oh, looks like we've got to reverse our channels here for throttle. Hopefully it don't go anywhere. Alright. Reverse. Forward. Looks like it's working just fine. Alright. Nice low speed startup. Oh, looks like I need to fix that servo horn too. Whoa there. Whoa there. Alright. Looks like we got action. However, we've got a dead battery.